What is inflation? Inflation's just rises in the average prices of things. Prices go up and down all the time, and currently it's running in the UK at about 9%. And what the statistical offices do is construct a basket of goods, check their prices every month, look at what the cost of that basket of goods is, and turns it into an index number. And obviously there's lots of different baskets that you could use, and the ONS, the Office of National Statistics, provides data on a number of different baskets. The main one is the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. That doesn't include housing in the basket, so there's one which does include housing called CPIH, and there's an older price index to which various things are linked called the Retail Price Index, RPI. So if we go back and look at the 1970s, it went up to 25% in 1975, and that was partly because of a big increase in oil prices and partly because of the wage price spiral. As prices go up, workers ask for higher wages, that raises costs, and that increases prices, and so the whole process can get entrenched. If one goes further back in time, inflation very much associated with wars. During the First World War, there was a massive increase in the rate of inflation, and then after the end of the war there was deflation. Prices actually fell. During the Second World War it wasn't too high because there was rationing and price control. Further back you see inflation was roughly zero, but very volatile because the basket of goods was primarily food, and food prices whizzed up and down with good or bad harvests. Inflation can be seen as too much money chasing too few goods. Currently there's too few goods because of interruptions in the supply chain, the war in Ukraine, which has stopped the export of a large amount of food, plus the pressure on energy prices. The too much money partly comes from central banks having put a large amount of money into the economy through a process called quantitative easing in order to support the economy. And the central bankers were quite slow in adjusting to the recent increase in inflation. They saw it as just transitory or temporary, and now they're starting to respond more strongly. Typically you would think of interest rates as being somewhat higher than inflation, say 2%. So that would suggest interest rates ought to be around 2 plus 9, around 11%. That is a very scary thought for anybody with a mortgage, and on that I'll end.